What's your name?
Heather.
Heather. Like the flower Heather.
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
so we are in Bradenton, Florida. And you are homeless right now, you said, out of a vehicle.
I am. I live in my car in my van.
I don't think I've ever interviewed anybody homeless out of a vehicle.
No,
It's my first time doing it.
there's a lot around here.
There are,
actually.
but I haven't been able to get them on camera yet.
Gotcha.
So Heather, what are some of the challenges you face being homeless out of a vehicle?
Bathing,
Yeah.
being able to cook, being able to keep gas, run our air, be comfortable. I've had a lot of medical issues lately
Yeah.
and healing. I've had tubes. I have scars from my tubes that I've had.
Okay.
And it's just, finding places to sleep where they don't make you leave.
Okay. So, every night you probably have to sleep somewhere different with the car?
We did.
Okay.
We did. I did until, honestly, on
Mm-hmm.
41, I think that's the safest place because they have, like the anti-theft things that are outside. Have you ever driven by
Yeah,
there?
I've seen her.
Okay.
But don't they kick you out of there?
They don't me because we clean up after ourselves. We clean up after the other people. That's the biggest issue around here.
Okay.
All the homeless people trash the areas they go to and then they get kicked out.
Yeah.
And then they want to complain about being kicked out, but it's disgusting. There's
Gotcha.
needles, there's trash,
Okay.
like everything.
Yeah.
So
You do have somebody with you that's a minor.
I do.
Is it your son?
He is my son.
Okay.
Yep.
A lot of times, I'll be frank with you, and we kind of talked a little bit off camera. When you see somebody panhandling with a kid, a lot of times you almost wonder if it's like,
If it's real or if they're just trying to get money.
yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, trust me, I get it.
Like, I feel so bad approaching you like that. It's almost disrespectful, but
It's fine. I almost
Yeah.
got an attitude with you, but I didn't because I don't know. You just didn't seem like.
I'm not.
But
I hate being like that, by the
Before
way.
I became homeless,
Yeah.
there was a couple that had a little boy,
Mhm.
and I would see them on the corner, and I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my God, they have a baby out here that's so unsafe. It's not illegal to be homeless. It's not illegal to be homeless with a child.
No, it's not.
It is not, and I was so scared of that when I first became homeless. We used to hide before when we were first homeless. We didn't have a vehicle,
Yeah.
so we used to hide like in nooks and crannies to sleep at night so nobody would see him.
Yeah.
But now, I'd rather have him outside in the wind than sitting in the car. The reason
Let me tell you
I'm out.
something that happened today in Bradenton.
Mhm.
Today in Bradenton, a couple left a baby in a car.
No.
Yeah, today, at the Walmart in Cortez. Today, somebody left a baby in the car.
baby okay?
A couple went inside the Walmart, left the baby in the car, and the baby. Today, this happened here in Bradenton today.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can leave your kid in the car.
They went inside the Walmart and they left the baby in the car, and the baby's gone today.
It is so.
They got arrested.
hot.
They got arrested.
And
Yeah.
that is that's heartbreaking.
It's
because
heartbreaking.
When people they'll stop and they'll be like, take your baby home. Like
Yeah,
I'm
there
like,
is
I
no
don't
home.
have a home. My home
Yeah.
is my car. I'd rather have my baby out in the air.
Yeah.
The reason I'm panhandling is because we're out of gas.
Yeah.
We can't run the air if we're out of gas.
Gotcha.
So I'd rather have him out here than stuck in a van. It's a
Okay.
big van, but all the windows don't go down all the way. They're made that way.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my son out here where he can get fresh air. I know
Gotcha.
it's hot. We're in Florida. I hate Florida
Gotcha.
because it is so hot.
Yeah.
But I think it's more healthier. I've been stopped by police. Police have come up to me because
Yeah.
people have called them just
Oh, yeah.
yesterday.
It's
people
concerning.
called.
It's concerning.
It is, and I get that.
Yeah.
But you've seen my son. He's not. He's
No.
not abused. He's not malnourished.
healthy, yeah.
He's very healthy. He's happy.
Yeah.
He'll be happier when we get back on our feet.
Yeah.
But he's my main priority.
Yeah.
We lost our home. We lost everything.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in Texas,
You were born in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
the big state of Texas,
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah. We came here my family came here when I was 3.
Okay. So your family
Bradenton.
brought you. So you basically grew up here.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep. Same area.
So you went to school here and everything.
Yes, I did.
Gotcha. There's always been homelessness in Bradenton.
Yes.
Did you ever feel or know that you would be among them?
No. I don't think anybody does. Honestly. I don't know. I can't say that because some of the homeless people that I've met, they prefer being homeless. And it's crazy when I say that and when people say that that's impossible, but it is. Mental health in Bradenton, Florida is a big issue.
There is none.
And no.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
there are 3 mental health facilities in Bradenton, right?
And they're crap.
For 60,000 people. Lakewood Ranch has 11 for less people because they can afford it.
And because they can afford
They can afford it.
Exactly.
But talk to me a little about mental health in Bradenton.
I've met so many people that, you know, if they had their meds, if they had counseling, they could live a normal, you know, a normal as normal could be life. They could be able to take care of their responsibilities, but right now their brain is not wired to function that way, and they don't have anywhere to go. Sometimes when they do go to Centerstone or something, they get kicked out.
Because they can't behave.
They can't behave.
There's fights every night.
All the time.
Have you ever been in a homeless shelter?
Yeah, I've been to Salvation Army.
Okay.
Yes.
How was your experience there?
Well,
like, if you were to go there have you gone with your family?
I went with my son.
Yeah.
You can't go with your family unless, I mean, a woman and a child can go.
Yeah.
But that's a separate part, and then the men's on another part. You can go with your family, but you have to be on a waiting list. There's a couple rooms in the female side where families can go. But inside, after the rooms, there is only room for 15 women and or children. You would not believe me if I could even tell you how many homeless families there are with children that go to Salvation Army. And when I got our vehicle, I don't know, I felt like we have a roof on our head, you know, we're safe if we can't make it there in time. These other people don't. You know, they don't have a vehicle to sleep in, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
But I would rather not be selfish to take that spot when this lady with 3 kids is going to end up sleeping outside on the sidewalk with her 3 kids, and she doesn't have a husband. It's just her and her kids.
Now,
like,
do they charge
They do.
How much is it?
$15 a night.
Okay. Can somebody who's homeless afford that?
No.
A lot of people don't understand that the Salvation Army is not free.
It is not free. Nothing is free. There is nothing that is free. And I've learned that the hard way. There's nothing that is free.
Yeah.
At Salvation Army, they told me they would never turn away a woman with a child. And I kid you not, 3 days later, I was a little late picking my son up from daycare and making it there on time, and there was no spots, and they turned me away. So, you know, and then when I didn't have the money, they turned us away. Like, I mean, I get it. You're a business, but you also get donations. You're funded. You know, there's so.
Well, people think it's a charity, and they don't realize that they charge you.
They charge you. They charge
Okay,
you.
did you feel safe at the Salvation Army?
I felt safe around the people that were in there, but I didn't feel safe because if your child goes out of arm's reach, they'll call CPS on you. Inside, a friend of mine had two kids. One was a baby, like a little younger than my son. My son's 4. And this was like a year ago. So her son, I think he was like 2 at the time, and they were sleeping. The little boy woke up and wandered like 3 steps away, and they called CPS on the lady. But you're in, you know, it's a day room, and you have these mats that you're laying on the floor on, and they give you a sheet and a pillow like that's this big.
Oh, it's not even comfortable.
No, at all.
It's like, I've heard people describe it as a prison.
It seems like it. It seems like it a little bit. Like, you can't do anything. You have to. They have.
Do they have security in there at night?
I don't think so. I mean, well, they have the person that mans the desk, and it's a lady on the women's side, and I don't know about the men's side, but there's just a lady that's in there. I don't recall ever seeing security, though. I know they lock the gate on the outside, and nobody can get in.
Or out.
Well, you can get out because on the little doors you can get out walking, but not if you have a vehicle. You got to wait till they open the gate.
So there's a lot of addiction here in Bradenton.
Yes.
I noticed you immediately caught him. He actually picked up a needle.
He did.
And
it wasn't a needle, though. There was no needle.
There was no needle, but it was still a
Thankfully.
syringe.
Yes, it was a syringe.
Yeah.
Yes.
You caught it instantly. You instantly, like, you were on it instantly.
Yes.
it's that pervasive
If
here
they're
in Bradenton
everywhere. They're everywhere.
that you can just you let your kid.
You can't take your kid to the park anymore, honestly. Before we go to the park, my husband, he'll walk around because my kid, he runs everywhere.
Kids pick up everything.
Everything.
And whatever the bad thing is, that's what they're gonna find. It's like,
Yep.
but you noticed it right away.
Yes.
But I found it crazy that
it was just
it
there.
was just there,
Just there.
to
Yep.
grab.
Yep.
That's
It is.
nuts.
It's crazy. It's sad. It is. There's nowhere that you can get help for it and that people can afford either. I mean, you can't.
There aren't places for like recovery here.
I mean, you can go to Centerstone, but you can get Baker acted or you can get Marchman acted, but you have to go through the police. You have to go through a court to be able to go there where you don't pay, and then you get assessed and you get like maybe 13 days tops.
Gotcha.
You can't break in it takes 21 days to break in, period. 13
Takes longer than
days.
that.
I know,
The
but
cravings will never go away.
I mean like any
Yeah,
like
but
an-
the cravings
a
will
habit.
always.
I'm sorry, a habit.
Yeah.
21 days to break a habit.
Because you're always
So-
gonna have cravings.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever dealt with your life?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Are you
have.
still battling that? Are you working?
I go to Operation PAR every morning and I get dosed
Okay.
every morning for the last 6 years.
Okay. Does it help you?
It does. I have no cravings. I don't want it. I don't use.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
couldn't afford to use if
Gotcha.
I wanted to.
What would
know?
you say to somebody who's starting off stuff and thinks it's recreational or thinks it's not going to affect their life?
It will. There's no way around it. It will. Like you could say, oh, I'm just going to do it this day and then I'll skip a few days. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Once you do it enough and your body likes it, that takes control.
Your body-
You're not
it's-
in
your body's
control.
gonna like it.
Your body, yes, your body's
Yeah,
going to love it.
yeah.
Because it is covering up things in your brain. It's taking over things in your brain, replacing things in your brain. That's why you go through because it is replacing certain chemicals in your brain that you need to live daily, but it makes it, your endorphins are so heightened. I mean, it just makes your body happy. And then just, there's no way that if you try it and you do it, you're not gonna not do it again. It's impossible. Like I thought I could. I was born in.
Yeah. So your
And-
childhood came from your childhood.
It did. And then, when I was younger, I could take some here and there. And, I thought, well, hey, I could do that. That's fine. But then when I took them too long every day consecutively, then my body needed them and then I couldn't find them. So I had to revert. And then from there, it was just.
But you are taking a treatment.
Yes, I am.
A lot of people-
over 6 years.
A lot of people refuse treatment.
They do.
Um,
They do.
How has that particular medicine helped you?
It helps me tremendously. Like I said, I don't have the cravings. They'll help you with that. You can go up and down on your dose to where you're not nodding out still. You're not feeling like a zombie. You can still function. Because that's another thing. You have function, you have non-functioning. I went to work every day. I, paid my bills. I did what I was supposed to do. I was a function until I wasn't. You can be a function for years and then just.
Yeah. All it takes is the right
Yep.
circumstances.
Yep, and
yeah.
then you're not,
Yeah. There's a
And-
lot of people that are not much different than somebody homeless. The only difference is they haven't became homeless yet.
Exactly, and
But they don't realize it's going to lead them there.
And it's a very thin line, very, very, very thin line, and it is leading there. That's not what led me to homelessness, thankfully.
Mhm.
But I mean, either way, I'm still homeless.
Yeah.
But I've been on for over 6 years, and I don't get the cravings because my dose is stable. I don't have any of the withdrawal symptoms. I wake up every morning and I go to PAR and I take my dose and then I carry on my life like a normal everyday life. And
Gotcha.
It's amazing. I don't wake up sick. I don't wake up saying, oh my God, how am I going to get $20 to get a bag? How am I going to get my next fix? I don't want to be sick. I don't want to go through withdrawals. I don't want to take it out on the wrong people because I'm irritated and aggravated and I'm hurting, because it is a physical hurt. It is. It's not just mental. People think it's just in your head. It is not. It is physical. So I personally like my own way. Some people do, or some, I can't do that. It's a disgusting taste. It has to, I just can't do that. I
Okay.
can't. My husband tried and he almost died, so he went back to.
Gotcha. So you said from childhood you had, it came from your family. I'm gonna guess your childhood was difficult.
Oh yeah.
Very difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you just too hard to talk about?
No, there was abuse, lots and lots of abuse, mental, physical.
Okay.
Like, I mean, just in and out of houses, from my mom to my dad to my aunt to my grandma. I have 3 other siblings, and I mean, it just, both of my parents were, and just, they were functioning for most of our lives until they hit their rock bottom, and then, we'd go to the next parent, and then my dad was so abusive, like, there's physical scars, mental scars, everything. I mean, it's just one of those circumstances where you can do the exact opposite of everything those parents did to be a good parent, and yeah. It was.
Do you
very
feel like
rough.
somehow you're almost following in their footsteps right now?
I was. I'm not now.
Okay.
I was. Me and my mom have always been super close. Like, we've always been best friends, whether she was using, I was using, we were using together,
That's crazy to
Yeah.
think. I mean, to somebody that grew up in a normal household, that is just
It
so
is.
hard
It
to
is.
understand.
It is. Yes, it is.
What do you have goals right now?
Yes.
What are they?
I'm getting a home.
Soon?
Yeah, yes. Soon.
Working towards it?
Yes. Well, can I
Yeah, you're
lean?
good.
Sorry.
You're good,
I
you're
got
good.
an itch.
It's okay. I got
the-
poison ivy on my feet right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you're wearing shoes and socks?
Well, I on the side, I went to a homeless camp in the woods and I got
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So right now, I'm working with an organization that's going to put us in a house, a permanent house, which is great. We're on the waiting list. We're just waiting for them to call us. We're like up on the waiting list now. So we're just waiting for them to call us.
Cool.
And then for the next year, they pay half so that we can save and get on our feet. And we can stay in the place because we choose the apartment or whatever it is, so.
People think, because I've had this problem with other people I've interviewed, people think that if you're homeless with kids, CPS will take them away. That's not true.
No.
Can
Yeah,
you
no,
explain
because
that?
it's not illegal to be homeless with a child.
Right.
It's not illegal as
Okay.
long as your kid shows no sign of any kind of abuse,
Okay.
whether it's physical, mental,
Gotcha.
nutrition, anything. They
And your
can't.
kid looked very healthy.
Yes, he is. He is very
And happy.
healthy. Yes.
And active.
Yes.
And a troublemaker, picking up everything.
Oh my gosh, he's so bad.
Running.
He's so
yes.
spoiled. to be-
Healthy, without a doubt.
But no, as long as you're taking care of your kid and your kid is not in any kind of harm, any kind of danger, no, CPS, there's no reason for them to
Okay,
take
because
your kid.
I've had a lot of people accuse me on my channel that I'm gonna get people's kids taken away. I'm like, no, if it's not you.
No, you
If
can't.
they're
And,
healthy.
and if the parent thought that, then they don't need to do the interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well,
but.
you're the. I wasn't an interview. It was like I went to a homeless camp
Oh, okay, and they were there.
and there were in Charlotte County. I went to a homeless camp, and there was a mother with 2 kids living like in a trailer in the woods,
Okay.
abandoned like camper trailer.
Yeah, I got you.
And I didn't show their mother or their face. I just asked her some questions and whatever, and I got her
Yeah.
cash app. And then people were like saying stuff like, "You're gonna get the kids taken away." I'm like, that's
No.
not how it works.
No, in Florida, it's not illegal to be homeless, and it's not illegal to be homeless with a child. Every time somebody stops and yells at me saying, I'm going to call CPS, it's not illegal to be homeless, and it's not illegal to be homeless with a child. My son has always been taken care of. He's always been number 1 priority since day one.
Gotcha. So does that kind of wear you down dealing with the stigma of being
Yeah.
It must be
does.
horrible.
It does. It does.
Horrible.
It makes you feel like more of a bad mother than you are. It
Yeah.
makes you feel like a more piece of Till I look at my son and he smiles and says, "I love you," and
Yeah.
says, "I'm a good mommy," you know, and
Yeah.
I
Because love, I don't think people understand how important love is.
when I was a kid, I remember when I was like 13, I had to communicate with my mom with letters, notes, because we didn't have phones then, you know.
Yeah.
So like she would go to work while I was at school, and when she would come home from work, I would be sleeping. So she'd leave me a note, I'd leave her a note. And I remember I was mad at her for something, and I was like, when I have a kid, my kid will never have to wonder if he's loved, and my son doesn't. He'll
Right.
tell you, my mommy and daddy love me. Like
Gotcha.
he'll say, he knows.
Thank you so much for your time. I am skeptical, but I'm skeptical because I don't like frauds, and there are frauds
You have
out there.
to be skeptical, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a girl that pisses me off because then it makes it look worse for me, for not just me, but other people that actually do need the help and
Yeah.
rely on the help right now.
Before I got to you, I found some kids that were panhandling, and these kids, I believe, were maybe not being honest. Hard to tell, but it looked like they were scammers because they were just too young to be out there panhandling.
Yeah.
And
possibly.
I ran up on them with the cameras just like I did with you, and they ran away cursing me out. So if they really had a situation, I think they would have been more humble versus
Yeah.
more aggressive,
Or they wouldn't have ran away. You know,
Yeah.
they would have stood there.
and told you,
know,
hey, I'm really
yeah.
going through this.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm sure. Let me ask finally, because one more question. I know the interview's gone way longer than we said, but you're interesting and you have great stuff to say.
Thank you.
A lot of people say that sleeping in a car is actually more dangerous than sleeping on the ground
Why?
because, like, you're fixed to the car, all your stuff is in it.
Oh, I can see that, but when you're homeless and you don't have, what is there to take?
Yeah.
You know, in that retrospect. But
I've been homeless in a car. It's scary.
it can be, but that's why, like I said, their parking lot is very bright.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna edit out where it's at. I know. where
Okay,
it's-
that's fine, that's
so
fine.
I know where it's at, but the audience
That's
won't
fine.
know. I'll edit
I
out.
get it, I get it.
Do you? I know what you're talking about. Do you guys have like 7 or 8 cars that all hang out together, or 4?
No, it was just me.
Just you?
Us.
Okay, because I've seen like where like they'll make there's a
They
group of cars
do.
that do it together.
Yeah.
To be safer.
Yeah, they have, and
Yeah.
I've seen like where the old mall is. I've seen that in that
Groups
parking
to
lot.
be
Yeah,
safer.
'cause we stayed there a couple times too, but we used to take turns sleeping off and on anyways, and my husband has already in the van.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think because I'm from here and I
Yeah.
know a lot of people from here, I'm not.
More comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, because I've slept in a car and it's scary.
It can be, but
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
I
know.
never really slept good in a car. I always felt like
We
somebody.
never sleep good in a car, no,
Yeah.
never. But I mean, I prefer sleeping in the car as to sleeping outside. My stuff got stolen outside. My stuff has never been stolen out of my car.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
You know.
Thank you for that perspective. Thank you for your time.